Good evening, everyone. I'm John Hall, and you're not. No, it's not Walter Cronkite. If it was Walter Cronkite, I wouldn't be sitting here. But I'm here to talk to you about something that's near and dear to my heart. And it's about a man who shares the same birthday as my dad, who was another great man, a great influence in my life, Johnny Hall. This man was also born on January 15th, 1829 in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all all know him as Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. A few weeks ago, the National Park Service, along with the sculptor of the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, had to remove a inscription from the side of the memorial. And the inscription on the memorial stated that I was a drum major for peace and righteousness. Well, it derived from Dr. King's sermon, The Drum Major. And if you know anything about being in a band or a marching band, the drum major is the gentleman or lady that marches in front of the band, and keeps the time, keeps the pace, and basically, keeps the band straight. Kind of like the second tier of the director, but basically when they're marching, the director's not out front, the drum major is. Anyway, there were some folks who were upset about that. They said that it made Dr. King sound arrogant. And I wanted to know what was so arrogant about that. I mean, at the time, you know, blacks had to do what they had to do at the time because basically they were being treated like second class citizens. They were being treated like they really didn't belong. They were being treated like, well, you're Americans when we want you to be Americans. And all Dr. King, with all those statements, really mean that if you look at it, he was a drum major. If you've seen any films of Dr. King or seen any pictures, he was out front leading the band. It was not a title he just chose upon us. He thrusted upon himself. He chose himself. It's kind of thrusted upon him. Back when he was a young Baptist minister back in Montgomery, Alabama. You know, he took the mantle kind of reluctantly, but after taking that mantle of leadership, it kind of grew on him that, you know what, whether I want to be or not, I am a drum major. Because the fight that I'm leaving, the fight that I'm leading is everybody's fight. Is everybody's fight for true justice and true peace. So if that's what a drum major is, that type of drum major is, then that's who I am. Now, does that sound arrogant? No, that's not arrogant. Arrogance is basically when somebody can't tell you anything to do. It's you are who you are. See George Zimmerman on that. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's a later. People like Dr. King, Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, A. Philip Randolph, Adam Clayton Powell, they all were drum majors. They all led the bands for the fight for equality, for the fight for justice. That's what these gentlemen did. They sacrificed their time, they sacrificed their lives to do it. W.E.B. Du Bois was a drum major. Carter G. Woodson was a drum major. James Weldon Johnson was a drum major. Dr. John Hope Franklin was a drum major. Dr. Henry Clark, John Henry Clark was a drum major. When you lead a fight for what you believe in, and you get people to follow you, to believe it, then you are a drum major. That's what a drum major does. Like I said, if you've seen a marching band, that's what a drum major does. We should all strive to be drum majors in our families, in our household, in our communities, in our churches, our places of work, whatever. We should all strive to be drum majors. So if that's an arrogant or defiant statement, I'm sorry. Even a quarterback strives to be the drum major of his football team. Because where he leads them, they're going to follow. A football coach is a drum major. So what was so defiant about the statement on the side of the memorial? When the truth of the matter is that Dr. King was. Whether you want to look at it or not, he was. If he wasn't, then why did people strive and to get a holiday named after him? Why did people strive to work hard to get streets named after this man? Oh yeah, Medgar Evers was a drum major. Medgar Evers said it very eloquently. And his wife asked him, why don't we leave Mississippi? He said, you don't understand. I was born in Mississippi. I was raised in Mississippi. I was educated in Mississippi. I went to the army from Mississippi, and I'm going to die in Mississippi. In other words, why should I go anywhere when I have people that need me, that need my help? And I'm going to give it to them. If that's not a drum major, I don't know what it is. I think we should stop doing all this talking and talking about, marching, doing it. Be a drum major, be a leader. Lead the fights in your communities to make your communities better. I mean, we talked about justice for Trayvon. We need to get, we need to find out what justice really is. We need to get justice for these young men and women who are being killed in our neighborhoods and just at random, just essentially, just straight up being killed for nothing. If you want to be a drum major, that's where you can be a drum major. You can be that drum major that when you see these things going on in there, drug dealing and gun running and shooting and prostitution, you could be that drum major and say, nah, it's no more. Like I said, on August 24th of this year, 2013, we're going to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the March on Washington for Jobs and Equality. Actually, that's not the actual date, but that's the date that they chose. The actual date is the 28th, but still 50 years. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, there was a certain guy that was out there who I just have to talk about, who was a drum major, who was out front marching along with Roy Wilkins and A. Philip Randolph and Whitney Young and different others that rally. That young man, I do believe, was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. When we talk about that march, if nobody don't remember anybody else, the performances by Joan Baez and Bob Dylan and Mahalia Jackson and I don't know, I wasn't there, I wasn't living then at that time. The many people that were there that performed or whatever, they don't remember none of that. They do remember that Baptist preacher from Atlanta, Georgia, by the name of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And I said, the man was a drum major, a great drum major, and he led a great band. So if you get a chance to go down to the March on Washington, think about that. Yeah, I'm gonna throw Dr. Farrakhan on there. Mr. Farrakhan, he's a drum major. When you go down there to that memorial, you know the inscription is not there. Think about it when you walk down and say to yourself, am I a drum major? Am I leading the band for justice and peace and righteousness? Am I like Jesus Christ, being a drum major at that time? Yes, he was the ultimate drum major. Am I doing my part? And when he asks the question, then you all right with me. As far as I'm concerned, Dr. King, may you forever rest in peace because you truly were, and you truly was a drum major for peace and righteousness. I'm John Hall, and I'm going to let freedom ring. Talk to y'all later. Bye.